Oh,
yeah. You okay?
Yes.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
I'm tired. Yeah, an early morning. David, happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
What would be an ideal present for you today, tomorrow, this week?
Well, the answer's easy, isn't it? For us to start by winning tomorrow and then win again on Saturday and put ourselves in a real good position to get ourselves out of trouble.
First of all, the game tomorrow night, two sides in desperate need of a win. You look at it, something has to give, doesn't it?
Well, I can't look for Middlesbrough and I can't talk for Middlesbrough. I can only talk for us, and we need it. We know our desperation. We had a good performance, and not a great result, but a good performance against West Ham, and deserved at least to get a point out of it we did. So we've got to try and pick up from that and hopefully take it into the next game.
Is there a little bit of frustration there that there's a flicker of something that the goals against West Ham picked up a couple of points, but you just can't get those crucial 3 points that'll make a difference?
I actually think we've played quite well in recent games. There's been some games we played well at Leicester City, we didn't do enough to win, but we've had some good moments. Watford, we were a little bit unlucky not to take something from the game at Watford as well. So I think there's been signs of us making a little bit of an improvement, but obviously we need to stop conceding goals and we need to score more goals.
I know obviously 2 wins is a big ask, but is there a feeling that you can go to Middlesbrough and win, then if you could take that into the weekend, suddenly you're back in with a fighting chance?
Well, there's a big belief that we can get a result. We know that, and the players are training well. They're looking good. I think, as I said there, I think that we took a bit of confidence from our performance against West Ham. Maybe on another day we maybe have got all 3 points. So we need to get the 3 points and we need to pick them up very quickly.
And is it nice in some ways to have a derby match? It perhaps can be looked at as a game in isolation, if you like, when sometimes the old phrase of the form book goes out the window.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're in better condition now than we were when we played Middlesbrough at the start of the season. We weren't really ready, so hopefully we're able to get a better result, a better performance, and pick up 3 points.
And if you can't do it by the end of the season, you can't manage to stay in the Premier League, will it give the fans something to shout about to win a derby match and sort of set it a marker?
I think it's big that we give the supporters something to cheer about. We've not had enough this season to give them, so hopefully trying to get the 3 points in this game will be a start. Might probably not be enough, because we'll have to win much more games than just this one game, but I think if we could get a win in this derby, then it would be the first part.
Can I ask you, have you heard back at all from the FA yet?
No, I've not, no.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks now. Do you know when you expect to hear?
No, I don't know.
In terms of next season, are you kind of almost having to make plans for both circumstances, if you stay in the Premier League or you're in the Championship? Are you kind of looking ahead to that and thinking, in terms of players you're looking at, budgets, targets, that sort of thing? Are you having to sort of work in both divisions?
No, I'll tell you what we're doing is we're really focusing on trying to stay in the Premier League. We're working really hard to try and make sure everything we're doing, all our energy is going into the next game, really, because if we can win the next game, then we get a chance to go into the next game. If it doesn't go for us, then we'll have plenty of time to do that after. But up at this moment in time, we're only interested in trying to win, and I'm not looking too further forward just now until we get the results which we need.
Thank you.
David, how much are you going to lean on the local pride aspect of it with the players in the build-up to the game?
Well, I think they know that. I don't think they necessarily need to lean on it, but I think that they'll be made well aware of it being a big derby, an important derby for us. And Middlesbrough have their own reasons for it to be important for them as well. But for us, we know that it's a derby. It's also a game that we're desperate to get 3 points in, and we'll try and do that.
Speaking to Kevin Ball yesterday, he certainly shows a lot of passion and love games like this, and I think misses games like this actually.
Yeah.
And sort of said that it needs to come from the players. They have to show the sort of steel required, don't they?
Well, I think Kevin Ball types there'll be no managers probably anywhere in the country who wouldn't want a Kevin Ball type in a derby for what he offers. So we need a few of them to stand up and be those type of players in this game, but also have cool heads and play well at the right moments as well, and try and continue in a little bit of the form we had in West Ham. I think there was a lot of the stuff we done was good.
What have you made of Middlesbrough this season?
I think Middlesbrough have had a up and down. I think they've done terrific to get promoted last year. I watched them a couple of times last season, and I think just coming into the Premier League can sometimes be difficult for the promoted teams, and Middlesbrough found it quite hard, but they're in still fighting, trying to be a Premier League team just like we are.
You've managed hundreds and hundreds of Premier League games. Steve Agnew's managed a handful so far. He's obviously come in without a transfer window, and he's having to try and, I guess, make the team more expansive. How hard a job is that for him at the moment?
Well, I think what he's trying to do is pick up wins quickly. I think that Steve's probably had no time really to do anything which would really maybe be the way he'd want it to be. So he's trying to do it with what he's got. I've watched them play a couple of times. They've been very close to winning some games. So I think that Steve himself will be trying to get that right. But hopefully it's not this game.
We talked about Kevin Ball earlier. I was just thinking about Lee Cattermole, having missed so much of the season, but now back in the team and playing against his former club. I think this might be a game that characters like him would certainly enjoy. Well,
we're glad to have him back. He gives us something different. He gives us that little bit of leadership and his character. So we're glad to have him back. We've near enough missed him the whole season. Obviously we've got him in just now, but apart from obviously these last 5 or 6 games, we've really been without him.
And just finally, from your team news wise, how are you looking?
We just get 1 or 2 niggles. We might have to have a look at somebody tomorrow to see how they are, but over the piece, I think we're okay.
Thank you.
David, with so much at stake for both sides, what kind of game do you expect it to be tomorrow at the Riverside, with both sides absolutely desperate for 3 points?
Well, I'd hope that it would make for a really good derby. And sometimes when it's like that, it can be a really good game, but other times it can be sort of nervous, tense. So you never can tell. But obviously, you've sort of said it's such a big game for both clubs that we're both desperate to pick up all 3 points.
I suppose on the plus side, you scored 2 goals last time out, which has to be a positive.
Yeah, I think the biggest positive was how well we played. I thought we deserved it. And from that we'll go into the game knowing that if we can play at a similar level, then we'll give ourselves a good chance to take some points.
What about Wabi Kazri? Were you quite surprised at how well he played last time out?
I was really pleased how well he played. It was good. I was pleased with his performance, but as I said, I was pleased with the team's performance on the day.
A never say die attitude obviously is what you need, the Kevin Ball types, the Lee Cattermole types. Do you think you've got enough of those types of players in the squad?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think we've got them here. I think you can never have enough, but I think we've got enough in and around the team who can do that. I think that we'll need that in a derby game, but as I said, I think you need cool heads as well. I think you need people who can take the ball and pass it. So we'll need to be able to do both things.
Another player who seemed to have a bit of a point to prove is Fabio Barini as well. What did you make of his kind of celebration after he'd scored?
I was thrilled about his celebration because he scored as a goal, but I think I'd really liked him to go on and pick the ball out the net and picked it up and put it in the centre circle, because we needed to score a winner to get 3 points.
And ultimately, if it doesn't go to plan and the championship is what beckons next season, do you have in your mind what you want to do with the team? I know you haven't necessarily started writing it down on paper or whatever, but you sort of have in your head what you want to do?
The only thing I've got in my head just now is how to beat Middlesbrough, and I've not wanted to use any other energy any other way. So the focus is totally on winning the game. It's to try to stay in the Premier League and really not getting off that. If that changes, then we'll have to look at it after, but not until that happens, and we all want to remain in the Premier League, and we're going to do everything we can to do that. Is
there anything you can do now at this very late stage to motivate the players more, inspire the players more, or does it have to come from within them as individuals?
I think together, we all work together to make it. We do. We try and inspire them, we try and motivate them, we keep them training at a level, giving them confidence. But then again, when you cross the white line, I've been a player, I've played a lot of games as a player myself, there's still part of it then, well, it's now my responsibility. The coach and the manager can prepare you, now go over the white line, then I'm the one who's got to then do it. So there's a bit of both, we're all in it together, and that's the way it'll remain. Thank you. Okay, cheers, thank you. Right, thank you.
Is Billy Jones okay?